Every story starts with its heroes.
Fran is an inspiring fashion designer trapped in the grind of a server's life.
Gordon is an eager young baker, ready to make a name for himself.
Ibra is a military nepo baby burdened by their family's expectations of greatness.
JJ is a dedicated mechanist in training, with her heart somewhere else.
They all have a dream.
She just needs to finish her piece de resistance for her ticket to the Constellation.
He just needs to prove himself and work his way up the ladder.
They just need to make a life away from their family and among the common people.
She just wants to make her family proud while on the right path for herself.
But then, they all have a dream. They stood together, dressed in ancient armor, staring up as a crown of light in the sky exploded with deep, blinding power, scouring blank-faced onlookers in its wake. An exciting prophecy? A terrifying omen? No time to decipher it. Time to wake up, little one. Lots to do.
To make her big break in fashion, Fran mostly fixes things. At Boggin's Bistro, for her befuddled mentor Thorgan, for anybody really. She's always fixing something for someone, constantly improving the world around her, even as it always finds a way to drag her down. At this point, she only has a loose tether to the design world through Thorgan's weird arcane crumbs of knowledge. It's not much, but he sees promise in her, and that's enough to keep her coming back.
As some kind of experimental Astra-based test tube baby in a rich and powerful family, Ibra has a lot of obligations. So they're always commuting back and forth, balancing training, work, education, and constant medical examinations, while trying to maintain some semblance of a normal life. So far, they've been all right at keeping up appearances, while finding small ways to rebel.
JJ works hard to follow in her family's footsteps. They all take extreme pride in the mechanist trade, fixing the systems that make the city go. But the city's infrastructure isn't just pipes and wires to her. It's the people and the populace she loves, and they need support too. That's why she takes so well to her work with Gwen. But the combo of her family's history and her lack of self-confidence makes for an extremely conflict-averse approach.
Gordon spends his days working and training at the Bakers Guild, learning from his mentor/big sister figure Cecilia, and maintaining his modest delivery route. He might be just a junior baker right now, but he's got lofty ambitions and a whole lot of gumption. Ultimately, he's a big thinker. He's curious, he's experimental, and he's always testing the boundaries of his culinary and chemical craft.
Then one evening, everything shifted.
The whole thing is crazy. Gordon's just trying to have a good time in his favorite spot with his friends, and maybe sort of crush, and then some kind of weird wraith made out of electric goo springs up and it all goes to shit. So Gordon is scrambling trying to protect everyone and figure out what the hell is going on.
JJ is obviously surprised by the wraith, but she's also shocked by her own reaction. Under no circumstance would she predict she'd be the one to jump into action at the first sign of danger. She doesn't really know what's happening or what she's doing, but she sure is doing stuff.
It's a weird mush of fight and flight from everyone. Instinct only goes so far, since this is the first time everyone's gotten into any kind of a real fight. Well, everybody except for maybe Ibra. So some choices don't make a lot of sense, but the entire situation doesn't make any sense.
The fight is validating, but complicated. Ibra gets a taste of agency and a genuine sense of accomplishment, since they're easily capable of protecting their friends. But of course, that's a direct result of their family's hardened training.
It resolves in a super unsatisfying way. They get no real answers or meaningful insight into what is going on.
Even though, to all of them, their lives were on the line.
The world turns sideways. The dream means something, but they don't know what, and they're all clearly right in the middle of it.
Fran's mom's warning really set the tone. You really never know. Danger could be around any corner.
Danger?
The situation at the bridge was unpleasant, to say the least. JJ's whole world starts coming down around her, almost literally.
It's definitely worse than at Boggin's. Ibra briefly goes down during the fight and things feel real bleak even after the mech is taken offline.
It should feel great, though. They kept everyone safe. They find those devices and the bright Astra. Gordon sees the guy that's behind the whole thing, but instead of rewarding their effort with any kind of cooperation, Inspector Ravona stonewalls them.
Even their victory, which they fought tooth and nail for, doesn't mean anything to her.
Oh, Fran's pissed. She hates that someone's choosing to see her as naive or incompetent. Even though they were assigned to this, it popped off unexpectedly and they still got the job done.
JJ doesn't want to lie to Ravona, but the vibes are so weird. She's picking up on everyone else's distrust, and she definitely doesn't like that Ravona is being super cagey when so many people are in danger, including her own friends and family. It's not right.
Especially when they were supposed to be working together. That's a two-way street. Why would they trust an authority that refuses to trust them in return?
It drives Gordon crazy. There's so much going on, and either no one knows anything, or they're just not telling them.
Everyday life goes on as usual. But our heroes can't move on. They have to face their new reality.
It's all Gordon can think about. He's obsessed. He's hungry for any insight from anywhere he can find it.
Fran's old motivations start feeling shallow. It's frustrating looking at a design that's so beautiful, but one that can't protect the people she loves. She has so much more to prepare for.
When Ibra went down, they got their first taste of dread. They weren't strong enough. It doesn't matter that they did most of the fighting that helped everyone escape safely. They regret their weakness in that moment. It's a messed up wake-up call that sets Ibra off on their track of reckless ambition.
The whole ordeal erodes JJ's trust in the entire infrastructural framework. They keep exposing failures of the system she once celebrated. Weak points, cover-ups, lack of resources, resistance to collaboration. Now all she can see are people in danger and people being left in the dark.
They have to protect everyone. They need to get stronger.
He's got to put the pieces together. He needs answers.
She can't let anyone fall through the cracks. She needs a way forward.
She can't trust what everyone's taken for granted. She needs other options.
As they dig deeper, every move comes at a cost.
Fran's hopeful when she meets Fuller and the Weavers. It's new and different. It's a compelling alternative to the Astra, and her growing suspicions about the whole damn system. She sees Fuller's lack of demeanor as a potential future for herself. But as of now, it's worth it.
Fuller's reveal haunts Ibra. Immediate panic attack. The insecurity grips tighter. Am I a liability? So when the night appeared, it wasn't just another mystery. It was an off-ramp, a chance to evolve.
Gordon is spinning every possible plate, unwilling to give up on either his everyday life or his pursuit of the answers. At every waking moment, he's looking for information, seeking out leads, mulling things over and over again. It's too important to put down. He's stretched incredibly thin.
But if it works, it's worth it.
Even if Gwen's hands are somewhat tied, she's the last bastion of integrity that JJ needs to take the next step to serving the city. The choice isn't easy, and it's not one she thought she could make. It feels like a big step away from her family and away from what they think of her.
To the surprise of no one, the Bracha Shinmar estate is a daily battlefield. A true minefield of ricocheting empathy, scorn, and obligation, especially among the siblings. So a successful con definitely counts as a significant victory, but Ibra did not make it out unscathed.
There's no better mirror than looking at the way your family navigates grief. You really see all the debts you owe.
It goes all the way down.
It goes all the way to the top.
No hesitation, no holding back. They go right for the seat of power. But before long, the plan falls apart.
It keeps getting too real, too violent. It feels wrong.
Ibra's not proud to call on their sibling Brahma for help, and their joint interrogation with Javi, the masked guy from the bridge and the break-in, only hammers home their reliance on the kind of tactics they claim to hate. Unfortunately, it worked.
But they don't get all the answers from Javi. It explains some things, but he's just another guy also swept up in the mystery and the injustice.
Fran kind of feels for Javi until she gets a grasp on his plans. They're underthought, unimaginative, and put a lot of people at crazy risk.
JJ is so thoroughly done. Livid. To sacrifice for the greater good, you can only sacrifice yourself, not anyone else. That's like the whole point. Thank God Samira was on the same page. That would have just been way too much for her to lose.
Now they have some allies. Kinda. They're all doing what they can to be better prepared. Everyone else is making progress, but Ibra feels stuck. They push themselves harder and harder. The night helps, but they keep hitting walls. They gotta push through. Great. So much for rallying the troops. Between the raid in the arts district, the loss of Javi, and the family Naginata, Ibra's desperation mounts. Not strong enough.
Is an attack from a giant wraith fusion that looks like the Balvarox enough to change Ravona's mind? Well, it goddamn better be. Screw her orders. There's so much more to worry about if they want to protect everyone.
The rabbit hole is so much deeper. Ibra's mom, General Shinmar, fought in the Balvarox War, and they've got her journal. What did it say?
We knew that sacrifices would be necessary, and I was proud to carry on the will of those who fell for the rest of us.
Jesus.
Ibra knew their parents were strict, superior, and pretty much huge assholes. But could they really be the architects of this nightmare?
Not just them. They had accomplices, and they control facilities across the city.
Step 1. Get the skater kids out of the factory and away from danger.
The factory itself mirrors the confusing and exciting state of this new reality. Magic, new dimensions, secret opportunities hiding in plain sight. But it also reeks of exploitation and suffering.
Step 2. Go see what's growling in the basement.
While trying to connect with the beast, they don't want to hurt it, but they realize they have no other tools. As much as they strive to protect, they face the grim reality that their only language was violence.
Grim clarity all around. Between the stormy vision with Seika and the secrets found in Erin and Shinmar's notes, it's pretty clear that the entire foundation of the city rests upon dark, unspeakable origins.
JJ's generational vision solidifies too. Everyone is connected. This is for everyone, and she needs them with her too.
They're going to need as much firepower as they can to fix things. Freshly motivated, Fran pours more and more of herself into developing tags for weaponry, in spite of the mounting examples of what can happen to her if she keeps going like this.
Gordon's investigation is voracious. He's reading everything he can get his hands on that might hold the strike of insight needed to crack it wide open. He abandons his responsibilities to the Bakers Guild, leaves his dog to Cecilia, and engrosses himself in a book found during one of his many trips to the library, one he just can't get out of his brain. Especially when a yeasty presence contained inside takes root there and begins to whisper to him. It helps. It provides gifts. Gordon has some reservations of its intentions and capabilities, but he's powerless to do much about it as the temperatures rise and the team hunts down the truth to stop the danger.
Ibra's cutting classes, the looming threat all-consuming. They're cut off from their family, without a home, spinning out of control. So when their erratic behavior prompts Dr. Abadio to activate Phase 2, Ibra's desperation burns into a fever.
The whole city's in danger, which means every single person in this city is in danger. Committing to help them helps the whole city, and at least JJ thinks that's the best way to find their next lead, which leads them to the radio tower.
And somehow, it only now occurs to Fran. Has anyone ever heard a signal that wasn't from inside the city? Is anyone actually out there? The call on the radio tower offers terrible confirmation. Her entire civilization is a bubble, a deliberate act of blindness.
But maybe, when you're having life-altering revelations, make sure you're not broadcasting it to the whole city all at once.
The heat is on. The governor's dispatched armed forces to bring them in, and the party better get gone. But if there's nothing beyond the city, where can they run to?
They leave the city to confront its history, completely unable to be in the present. JJ barely keeps her head above the existential terror and immense grief for the world her family lost, which, will completely overshadow any other personal life development.
Ibra is spiraling. They turn to dust, a magical mind-altering substance, in a desperate attempt at self-sufficiency to force a meeting with the night. They push away their support and fall back to their family's toxic patterns they tried to escape.
The road trip is an emotional reckoning. Fran finds kinship with those outside, making the world a little better with whatever scraps they have. But she's running on fumes, burning emotions for tags faster than she can make them.
In Mama Joy's village, JJ sees a reflection of her own values in the self-sufficient community that keeps itself and keeps itself safe. So that makes her next decision agonizing. How can she disrupt the peace and make demands of a society that wishes only to be left alone? They need help to protect everyone, but at what cost to this fragile peace?
It's gonna take a reckoning to bring it all down.
They can't deny it. The city is a scar on the world that haunts all outside.
The city has done something, or is actively doing something so vile that those who escape its reach want nothing to do with it. And JJ knows it's up to her and her friends to stop it, for the sake of everyone else.
It takes some hard conversations, but Ibra's realized they're still acting like a weapon looking for a hand to hold it. But to make real progress, they have to stop trying to be a martyr or a tool of war. They have to be something the general never taught them to be. A comrade.
From the start, Fran's whole life has been a fight to rise above her station and do something more. Even though her emotions and her memories are drawing thin, she's gonna keep fighting. Because it's all worth fighting for.
So close to real, true answers, Gordon is ready to demand some. From Ibra's mother, from Heron Industries, from the governor, from anyone they can get their hands on. They're going to put right what has been made wrong, no matter who or what tries to get in the way.
All roads lead back to New Prosper. But what city awaits them now that they see past the facade? Where can they turn to in their poisoned home? Guess we'll find out together, next time on The Wandering Path.